The morning sun was hot over the busy Oshodi Market in Lagos. The market was full of noise and life. Women carried big baskets on their heads, filled with ripe tomatoes, shiny peppers, and green vegetables. The air smelled of spicy suya and sweet puff-puff. People were shouting, "Come and buy your fresh fish, and fine cloth for you." Children ran around their mothers' legs, asking for sweets. In the middle of all this, a big, clean, black car moved slowly through the crowd. The driver, a kind man named Uche, was careful not to hit anyone. In the back seat sat Ebuka. He was a very rich man. He wore a beautiful, white, expensive agbada. His face looked angry. He did not like the noise. He did not like the slow traffic. He believed that people were poor because they did not work hard. He thought he was rich because he worked very, very hard. "Drive faster, Uche," Ebuka said, his voice sharp. "I have a big meeting. I cannot waste time in this market." "Sorry, Oga," Uche replied softly. "The people are many today." Uche was a good man. He felt sorry for the people in the market who worked so hard under the hot sun. Finally, Ebuka could not wait anymore. "Stop the car here," he said. "I will walk. It is faster." Uche stopped the car. Ebuka stepped out. His fine leather shoes touched the dusty ground. Everyone looked at him. He was like a king in a place of poor people. He walked quickly, his face proud. Not too far away, an old woman sat on the ground. Her name was Ngozi. She was thin and her clothes were old and torn. Her eyes were sad. In front of her was a small plastic bowl. A few coins were inside it. "Please," she whispered to people walking by. "I am hungry. Please help me." Some people felt sorry for her and dropped a little money. Most people just walked past. They did not see her. She was like a piece of the wall. Ngozi was very tired. She had a hard life. She once had a son, a long time ago. But she lost him. Her heart was always heavy with sadness. She looked at the happy children in the market and tears filled her eyes. Ebuka walked straight ahead. He was talking on his phone about money and buildings. He did not look at the people he passed. Ngozi saw a pair of fine shoes coming towards her. She thought maybe this rich man would be kind. She lifted her weak hand and her plastic bowl towards him. "Good sir," she whispered. "Please, help me." But Ebuka was not looking down. Her hand and the bowl accidentally touched his clean, expensive trousers. Ebuka jumped back. He was very angry. His face became dark like a storm. "How dare you," he shouted. "Your dirty hand is touching me." Without thinking, his foot moved. It was a fast, hard kick. He did not kick Ngozi, but he kicked the plastic bowl in her hand. The bowl flew away. The few coins inside it fell out and rolled on the dirty ground. The force of the kick made Ngozi fall backwards. Her head hit the wall behind her. She let out a small cry of pain. Everyone around them stopped. The market became quiet for a moment. All eyes were on Ebuka and the poor woman on the ground. Ebuka felt everyone looking at him. He felt a little shame, but his pride was bigger. "You people need to get off the street and find work," he said loudly, to everyone and no one. Ngozi slowly sat up. Her head hurt. Her heart hurt more. She looked up at the rich man's face to see why he was so cruel. And then, she saw him. Really saw him. She saw his eyes. They were a deep brown color. She saw the shape of his nose. She saw the small scar on his chin. A scar he got when he was a little boy, running and falling. Her own eyes grew wide. Could it be? After all these years, Her heart started to beat very fast. She forgot the pain. She forgot the spilled money. She found her voice, a small, weak sound from a dry throat. "Ebuka," she whispered. Then, a little louder, with all the love in her broken heart, "My son." The word son hung in the air. Ebuka heard it. The name. His name. From this beggar woman. He froze. His body became stiff. For 1 second, he looked into her eyes. Her soft, brown, familiar eyes. A memory, like an old picture, flashed in his mind. A memory of a mother's smile. But it was gone as fast as it came. No, he thought to himself. It cannot be. My mother is gone. This is just a dirty beggar trying to trick me. His pride closed his heart. He made his face hard. Nonsense, he hissed at her. He turned away from her. He walked away quickly, his fine agbada flowing behind him. He did not look back. The people in the market started to murmur. They were angry. They helped Ngozi up and picked up her coins. Uche, the driver, saw everything from the car. His heart felt heavy. He saw the pain in the old woman's eyes. He saw the anger in his boss's eyes. He shook his head sadly. For the rest of the day, Ebuka tried to forget what happened. He went to his big meeting in a tall, glass building. He talked about millions of naira. But his mind was not there. He kept seeing the old woman's face. He kept seeing her eyes. Those deep, brown, sad eyes. Why did they feel so familiar? Why did they make his heart feel tight? That night, Ebuka was in his big, quiet house in Lekki. The house was beautiful with expensive chairs and a big television. But it felt empty. He was alone. He sat down and poured himself a drink. He tried to watch a football match, but he could not focus. The whisper was in his head. Ebuka, my son. It would not stop. He stood up and walked to his bedroom. He opened a small box where he kept his most important things. He took out an old, faded photograph. It was the only picture he had from his childhood. In the picture, he was a small boy of 7, smiling a big smile. He was standing next to a beautiful woman with a kind face and soft, brown eyes. She was holding his hand tightly. It was his mother, Ngozi. She disappeared soon after that picture was taken. He had been searching for her for many years, but he never found her. He looked at the picture of his mother's eyes. Then he remembered the eyes of the beggar woman in the market. They were the same. A cold fear touched Ebuka's heart. What had he done? He put the picture down quickly. No, he said to the empty room. It is not possible. It is just my mind playing tricks on me. He went to bed, but he did not sleep. The face of the beggar woman and the voice of his mother mixed in his dreams. That night, the rich man, in his soft bed, was the one who felt poor and sad. We must always be kind to people who are less fortunate. You never know who they are. What do you think will happen next? Do you think Ebuka will go back to find the woman? Write your guess in the comments below. If this story touched your heart, please like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more emotional stories like this. Thank you for watching. The next morning, the sun rose, but it did not bring light to Ebuka's heart. He had not slept at all. His big, quiet house felt like a prison. The expensive things around him, the big television, the soft sofa, the shiny fridge, seemed to look at him with judging eyes. He could not eat his breakfast. The tea tasted bitter. The bread felt dry in his mouth. All he could see was the old woman's face. All he could hear was her whisper, Ebuka, my son. His own mother's face from the old photograph mixed with the beggar woman's face. They were the same eyes. The same sad, brown eyes. A heavy feeling settled in his stomach. It was guilt. He felt so sorry for what he had done. He, a rich man, had kicked a poor, old woman. What if she was sick? What if she was hurt when she fell? He thought about his mother. For years, he had used his money to pay men to find her. He searched and searched. He wanted to find her and ask her, "Why did you leave me?" He was angry with her for leaving. But now, he thought, what if she never left? What if something bad happened to her? A terrible thought came to his mind. What if that woman is my mother? The thought was like a sharp knife. It hurt him deeply. He shook his head. No, it cannot be. My mother cannot be a beggar. But the thought would not go away. He knew what he had to do. He had to go back to the market. He had to find that woman. He did not think she was his mother. He just wanted to find her and give her some money. Maybe that would make his guilty feeling go away. He called Uche, his driver. Uche, bring the car. We are going back to Oshodi Market. Uche was surprised. Oga, you have a meeting at the office today. Cancel it. Ebuka said, his voice rough from no sleep. This is more important. When Uche brought the car, Ebuka got in. He was quiet for the whole journey. He did not look out of the window. He just stared at his hands. Uche was a wise man. He knew his boss was troubled about the woman from yesterday. He felt happy that Ebuka was going back. Maybe his boss had a kind heart after all. They arrived at the market. It was just as busy as the day before. Ebuka and Uche got out of the car. Uche, Ebuka said. We are looking for an old woman. She was sitting near the fabric stalls yesterday. Help me find her. Uche nodded. Yes, Oga. They started to ask people. Have you seen an old woman who begs here? She fell yesterday. Most people looked at Ebuka's fine clothes and did not want to talk to him. They remembered him. They remembered how he kicked a poor woman's bowl. They shook their heads and turned away. Ebuka felt frustrated. No one would help him. He was a rich, important man, but in the market, he was nothing. Then, Uche saw a woman selling beautiful, colorful fabrics. She was a big woman with a strong face. She looked kind but also like she would not accept any nonsense. Her name was Auntie Chinyere. She had seen everything that happened yesterday. Uche pointed to her. Oga, let us ask that mama. They walked to her store. Good morning, mama, Uche said politely. Auntie Chinyere looked at them. She saw Ebuka and her face became hard. She knew him. She pointed a finger at Ebuka. You, she said, her voice loud and angry. You are the rich man who kicked poor Mama Ngozi. Why have you come back? Have you come to trouble her again? Ebuka felt small under her angry gaze. He shook his head. No, Mama. I have come to help her. I want to give her some money. I am sorry for what I did. Auntie Chinyere folded her arms. She did not believe him. Sorry. You shouted at her. You made her fall. She cried all night. Her heart is broken. Your money cannot fix that. When Ebuka heard that the woman had cried all night, his own heart felt like it was breaking. Please, he begged, his voice soft. Please, just tell me where she is. I just want to see her. I want to say sorry to her face. My name is Ebuka. The moment he said his name, Auntie Chinyere's eyes changed. They became wide with surprise. She looked at his face very carefully. Ebuka, she repeated slowly. Your name is Ebuka. Yes, he said. Auntie Chinyere was quiet for a moment. She was thinking. Then she said, "Come. Sit down." She pointed to two small stools in her store. Ebuka and Uche sat down. The rich man in the fine agbada was sitting on a small wooden stool in the market. Auntie Chinyere looked at Ebuka. "Why do you really want to find Mama Ngozi?" she asked. Ebuka decided to tell the truth. "I cannot sleep," he said. "I feel very bad for what I did. Also, her eyes, they remind me of someone I lost a long time ago." Auntie Chinyere nodded slowly. "Mama Ngozi is a good woman. She has a sad story. She came to Lagos many years ago. She was running from sadness in her village." "What sadness?" Ebuka asked, his heart beating fast. "She had a son," Auntie Chinyere said. "A little boy. His name was also Ebuka." Ebuka's breath caught in his throat. He felt dizzy. "His name," Auntie Chinyere continued. "She loved that boy more than life. But bad people, her husband's family, came. They wanted her land after her husband died. They wanted to take the boy from her. One day, they came when she was not home. They took the little boy away. They told her the boy had died. They broke her spirit." Tears were now flowing from Ebuka's eyes. He did not wipe them away. The story was the same. His father's family had told him his mother abandoned him. They told his mother he was dead. It was all a lie. Where is she now?" Ebuka asked, his voice shaking. "I do not know for today," Auntie Chinyere said. "She was very sad this morning. She did not even come to her usual spot. But I can show you where she sleeps at night. Please, take me there," Ebuka pleaded. Auntie Chinyere saw the real pain in his eyes. She believed him now. She asked her neighbor to watch her stall and she led Ebuka and Uche away from the main market. They walked into a narrow, dirty street. The houses were old and broken. They came to a small, rusty door. Auntie Chinyere pushed it open. Inside, it was dark and smelled damp. It was one small room. Many poor people slept there on the floor on old mats. Mama Ngozi was not there. "My heart tells me you are her son," Auntie Chinyere whispered to Ebuka. She always talked about her little Ebuka. She said she would know him anywhere. "Look, that is our corner." She pointed to a small space in the corner. There was a thin mat and a small bag. With a heart full of fear and hope, Ebuka walked to the corner. He knelt down on the dirty floor. He opened the small bag. Inside, there were only two things. The first was a photograph. It was old and faded. But he could see it clearly. It was the exact same photograph he had in his big house. The photograph of him as a little boy with his mother. Ebuka started to tremble. Now he was sure. Then, he saw the second thing. It was a small, cheap metal locket on a broken string. His hands shook as he opened it. Inside the locket was a small, folded piece of paper. It was old and yellow. He carefully unfolded it. It was a birth certificate. A certificate for a baby boy. The name on the certificate was Ebuka Okoro. His name. His real name from when he was a child. The name he had not used for over 20 years. It was true. The poor beggar woman he had kicked was his lost mother, Ngozi Okoro. The world spun around him. A loud cry of pain escaped from his mouth. "Mama," he wailed, holding the locket to his chest. "I have found you. And I was cruel to you." He broke down completely. The rich, proud Ebuka cried like a little boy on the dirty floor of a poor house. Uche put a hand on his shoulder to comfort him. Just then, a young boy ran into the room. He was one of the street boys who shined shoes. "Auntie Chinyere," the boy shouted, out of breath. "I saw Mama Ngozi. She was walking. She was crying and talking to herself. She was walking towards the third mainland bridge." The third mainland bridge. The very long bridge over the lagoon. When sad people go there, it often means only one thing. They want to jump. Fear, colder than anything he had ever felt, gripped Ebuka's heart. He jumped to his feet. "No! No! Mama!" he screamed. He ran out of the room, pushing past everyone. Uche ran after him. "We must get to the bridge," Ebuka shouted. "We must find her before she does something terrible." The race to save his mother had begun. The truth always finds a way to come out. Our past actions can come back to us, so we must always choose kindness. Oh no! Do you think Ebuka will reach his mother in time? What will he say to her? Please share your thoughts and predictions in the comments. If your heart is beating fast from this story, please like this video and share it with all your friends. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the final, emotional part. Ebuka's heart was beating like a loud drum. Fear made his legs feel weak, but he forced them to run. He and Uche rushed out of the dark room and into the bright street. "The bridge, Uche! To the bridge!" Ebuka shouted, his voice full of panic. Uche did not wait. He ran to the car, and Ebuka jumped into the back seat. The car engine roared to life. Uche drove fast, very fast. He honked the horn, asking people to move out of the way. Ebuka could not sit still. He leaned forward, his eyes searching through the windshield. The third mainland bridge was very long. It stretched over the water like a giant snake. So many people walked on it. So many cars. How would they find one thin, old woman? "Please, God," Ebuka prayed for the first time in many years. "Please, let me find her. Let me tell her I am sorry. Do not let me be too late." He thought about his life. All his money, all his big buildings, all his fine clothes. None of it mattered now. The only thing that mattered was the mother he had pushed away. Uche drove onto the beginning of the bridge. The water of the lagoon looked wide and deep below them. "Look, Oga. There." Uche pointed ahead. Far away, near the railings of the bridge, a figure was standing still. It was a woman. The wind blew her old, thin wrapper around her legs. It was Ngozi. "Stop the car!" Ebuka yelled. The car screeched to a halt. Ebuka threw the door open and ran. He ran as fast as he could. His expensive agbada flapped behind him like a flag. People turned to look at the rich man running on the bridge. "Ngozi! Mama!" he screamed. The woman by the railing heard her name. She turned her head slowly. Her eyes were red from crying. She saw Ebuka running towards her. A look of confusion came to her face. Ebuka did not stop running. When he was a few steps away, he fell to his knees on the hard, dirty ground of the bridge. The rough surface scraped his skin, but he did not feel the pain. He crawled the last few steps to her. He wrapped his arms tightly around her thin legs. He buried his face in her old wrapper and cried like a baby. "Mama! Mama, I am sorry," he sobbed, his whole body shaking. "I am your foolish son. I am your Ebuka. Please, forgive me. Please, do not leave me again." Ngozi stood very still. She looked down at the man holding her. She saw the fine clothes. She saw the expensive car. She saw the driver watching them. Then she looked into his eyes. She saw the little boy she lost so many years ago. Trembling, she lifted her hand. She gently placed it on his head. Her touch was soft and warm. She bent down slowly. She held his wet face in her two hands. She looked into his eyes, and a small, gentle smile broke through her tears. "Ebuka," she whispered, her voice full of love. "My child. You are alive. My prayers have been answered." She did not shout at him. She did not remind him of the kick in the market. She only saw her son. She hugged him. Right there on the busy bridge, the mother and her lost son held each other and cried. The cars passed by. People stared. But for Ebuka and Ngozi, the whole world had disappeared. It was just the two of them, finally together. Uche wiped tears from his own eyes. He smiled a big, happy smile. Ebuka helped his mother stand. "Come, Mama," he said softly. "Let me take you home." He led her to his big, clean car. He helped her into the soft back seat, as if she were a queen. She had never been in a car so beautiful. They drove to Ebuka's big house in Lekki. When Ngozi walked in, her eyes grew wide. The house was so big and so clean. The floors shone like glass. But Ebuka did not care about the house. He cared about his mother. "Come, Mama," he said. He took her to a beautiful bathroom. He ran warm water in a big, clean bathtub. He found soft, sweet-smelling soap. Ngozi was shy. She was not used to such things. "Let me help you, Mama," Ebuka said gently. He was not the proud man anymore. He was a loving son. After her bath, he brought her new, beautiful clothes. A fine, blue wrapper and a soft blouse. He gave her new slippers for her feet. Then, he led her to the kitchen. He had asked Uche to bring good food. There was pounded yam and fresh egusi soup with fish. There was cold water and sweet juice. He served her the food himself. He watched as she ate. She ate slowly, enjoying the taste of a good meal after so many years of hunger. When her belly was full, they sat together on the soft sofa. "Mama," Ebuka said, holding her hand. "Please, tell me what happened. Why did you leave me?" Ngozi took a deep breath. Her eyes became sad with memory. "After your father died," she began, "his family was not kind to us. They wanted our land and our small house. They said a woman should not own anything. One day, I went to the farm to work. When I came back, you were gone." Her voice cracked. "They told me you had followed me to the farm and a snake had bitten you. They said you were dead. They even showed me a small grave." Ebuka listened, his heart breaking for her. "I was so sad," Ngozi continued. "My heart was broken into pieces. I could not stay in the village. I came to Lagos. I worked very hard. I washed clothes for people. I cleaned houses. I searched for you everywhere, hoping it was a lie. But I never found you. Then, I became sick. I had no money for a doctor. I lost my job. I lost my room. I had nothing left. That is how I became a beggar." Now it was Ebuka's turn to tell his story. "Mama, they lied to you, and they lied to me. They told me you did not want me anymore. They said you ran away to the city with another man and left me behind. They were very cruel to me. When I was 15, I ran away too. I worked as a bus conductor, a cleaner, anything I could find. I worked and worked until I had money. I used the money to start a business. The business grew and grew. I became rich. But all the time, I was searching for you. I wanted to find you and ask you why you left me. I was so angry. That is why my heart became hard. That is why I was so cruel in the market. The great misunderstanding was finally clear. It was not her fault. It was not his fault. It was the fault of cruel people who told lies. Mother and son cried again, but these were tears of healing. They hugged each other tightly. Your anger is gone now, my son, Ngozi whispered, stroking his hair. I see kindness in your eyes again. That is all that matters. Ebuka nodded. Yes, Mama. The anger is gone. All I feel now is love for you. From that day on, Ebuka was a changed man. He was no longer proud and harsh. He became kind and gentle. His mother, Ngozi, lived with him in the big house. Her health became better. She grew stronger and happier. Her smile returned. Ebuka did not forget the other poor people. He used his money for good. He started a foundation called Ngozi's Hope. It gave food, medicine, and a safe place to sleep for beggars and poor people in Lagos. He also helped them learn skills like tailoring and farming, so they could find work. He built a beautiful new house for his mother in their old village. Sometimes, they went there to sit in the garden and remember the past, but now with happy hearts. The story of the rich man who kicked a beggar and found his mother spread all over Lagos. It became a lesson for everyone. One evening, Ebuka and his mother sat in their garden in Lagos, sharing a bowl of sweet, ripe oranges. The sun was setting, painting the sky in beautiful colors. They were not a rich man and a poor beggar anymore. They were just a mother and her son, finally together, finally at peace. And that was the greatest wealth of all. 1. Always be kind to everyone. You never know the struggles they are facing or who they really are. A little kindness can change a life. 2. Pride is dangerous. It can make us blind to the truth and hurt the people we love. 3. A mother's love is forever. It is strong and can forgive even the biggest mistakes. 4. The greatest wealth is not money, but love and family. Did this story touch your heart? Did it make you cry? If it did, please let us know. Like this video to show you enjoyed this emotional story. Share it with your friends and family on WhatsApp, Facebook, and Twitter. Let its message of love and forgiveness spread far and wide. Comment below and tell us what you learned from Ebuka and Ngozi's story. Use the word #FamilyLove. Subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss our next touching story. Thank you for watching. Stay kind, everyone.